Netflix talked about a DVD movie called Gotham Knight, which was released around the same time as The Dark Knight. It's meant to be a prequel to The Dark Knight, and ergo a sequel to Batman Begins of sorts. It's just between two. It's sort of like the Animatrix.
Gotham Knight is a series of short stories, I'll call them, with the Batman as told by other people, as they perceive him. So you get different animation styles, different storytelling styles, different characters throughout these short stories. And essentially I see it as showing the evolution of Batman over the years and like the various aspects that he kind of inhabits in his mythos.
Oh yes, it is. What is it?
I don't remember.
It's an on-the-script number of short stories that actually connect into one longer story as well.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh crap! Then I forgot something.
So
huge.
you missed.
I missed something huge there. I don't remember.
Next time you watch it.
I don't blame you for not noticing, because one of the mistakes they made is that they made all stories equal. The story behind Gotham Knight is that they sent those stories to different animators in Japan, great animators. And I think out of respect, they didn't want to give a better part to any animation house than the other. And unfortunately, that means that the whole doesn't really climax. It just kind of stays on the same tone.
So each story...
That actually makes more sense now that you've said that. I think I understand where they're coming from.
The stories do follow one another and do make one long story about Batman trying to figure out the reason for a war between the Russian gangs and the Italians.
Oh, that's right, the Russians and the Italians.
The Russians and the Italians. And there's a couple of continuing errors because they're not made by the same animation houses, where one story has Batman getting severely injured on the side of his...
Yeah, in his rib.
In his rib. And then the continuing chapter where he's supposed to be injured at the same place, he's actually injured somewhere else completely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very jarring, and unless you know that it's different animation houses while you're watching, you go, is that a different injury? Is this another day? It's supposed to be the same day, it's just that they didn't keep track of continuing as well as they could have. But the animation is gorgeous.
Yeah, that was actually... because it happened to be on television. That was the essential reason why I stopped. I was like, what is this? It's something called Gotham Knight. I like the different styles. For me, it was a bit of a revelation, seeing the different ways that Batman could be interpreted, both physically and in the story. And also I was just interested in perception, just the way he's perceived in the stories as well, how he's characterized. I would give it a B, in terms of animation, semi-interesting story. The fact that I didn't realize there was supposed to be like some sort of continuing long story, obviously that means they didn't quite do their job there. But it was interesting. It was an interesting way of viewing Batman.
Yeah, I give it a C minus actually. I think it's a case of it being lesser than some of its parts. Individually, the stories and animation are quite lovely. Together, it's kind of an incoherent mess. I think it would have worked as a series of short web episodes to promote the movie. I thought would have been better, but having to pay $18 for that, no.
Okay. See, maybe that's where I give the higher grade, because in my mind, I was viewing it as a series of shorts that were not actually connected to each other, and therefore.
So you didn't see the failure.
Yeah, exactly. I was viewing them as individual, on their own, and so for me, it worked in that sense. But having the revelation that is Dimitri bringing in these various points, I realized the flaw in my analysis.
Are you going to change your grade?
No, it's still going to be a B.
Darn it.
Simply because I have to go with what I was thinking at the time.
This is what you did for the original Batman movie.
I know. I keep changing back and forth. I am a flip-flopper, people.
For shame.
You cannot trust me. I am devious.